Welcome to Bridge the Gap, a show where we aim to build a bridge of understanding between opposing views. Each episode, you'll see our participants sit down to discuss some thought-provoking statements.
It is my duty to explain racism to those who do not understand it.
If they disagree with the statement, they'll leave their seat and allow those that agree to explain themselves.
I feel like there's just generally there's people that are from different backgrounds, different upbringing, that they don't understand a lot of things.
Those that disagree then return and express themselves to the rest of the group, hopefully building a bridge of understanding.
But is it your duty? That's the word. That's the word that was really
It's not your job.
Let's see what happens.
The workplace puts restrictions on my blackness.
Right. So generally, obviously, it's no secret where you have to work 3 times, 4 times as hard to achieve this and this. Even from applications, from what your name looks like to this. If your name looks anything ethnic and they're not about it, gone. I don't know. You could work the same hours, same role as someone who's not black, and they often get the promotion or they often get further than you, or, you know, it's just like more hard working. That's what I've experienced. Pretty much every workplace that isn't, every workplace until I changed my workplace. You know, like institutionally, I feel like that's always gonna be the trap unless you do your own thing.
I think generally speaking, the workplace
Yeah.
can limit your blackness. I think leading up to the jobs that I have now, I'd say prior to the jobs that I have now, my blackness was dumbed down, or it wasn't necessarily encouraged in a sense. So I think generally speaking, like there's things in place that don't allow you to be, it will be described as being boisterous or, you know, like obnoxious if you stand up for yourself. Like, do you know what I mean? Like this
Aggressive.
or urban. Yeah, like you said, until you change the job,
Change your setting, change your
Change it,
workplace. I mean, like what we're all creatives now, you're on your own terms more or less. Do you know what I mean?
As a musician that
Yeah.
tours regularly, performs at different venues, I personally feel that I'm not at the stage where myself as an artist or art band or whatever is at the level where we're not like a Beyonce, where you're Beyonce. You reach another level where you're Beyonce. Your blackness is secondary to you being Beyonce. People love you because you're Beyonce. Do you know what I mean? Also, like things like people like NSG, they might love NSG because they're just NSG, and they might have moved on to that level. Whereas for ourselves, where we're touring a lot, people are getting to know who we are, albeit being successfully. It's still a point that's made by tour managers, by our tour manager, by agents, by whoever. Remember, you walk into a space and your blackness is still very present. Especially in my band, there's 15 of us, most of us are black men. So the first thing that some people see, especially when they see black men, is intimidation, you know?
do you belong here?
You know,
What are you doing?
exactly. And though you're there for something, people are always watching in any workspace. So I think, yes, there's still a limitation or restriction. And I try and be as open and as I can be, but also understanding that there's a line. And, you know, and understanding that that's another factor that's still there. There's still a ceiling of that. And race does still play a part, regardless of even being your own boss in that sense. Because if you work from home, then you work from home. People may not see who you are. People may not, if they're just interacting with you for the fact that you send them a product and they receive it, it doesn't necessarily matter. When you have to engage with them on that personal level, then it's automatically, I've watched other musicians and stuff go through the same thing in great venues where, especially black women, that have been overlooked by people that are speaking to them. They need to move something on the stage and they tend to go to the other white person who is almost the employee of the band leader. You know? And it happens, you know.
Can I bring the rest in? Putting stuff on YouTube, I feel like YouTube is a space in itself where it allows you to be you. And obviously, I put a lot of music on YouTube, a lot of just lifestyle stuff. And it's like, there's no limits to, okay, yeah, you're allowed to put this. But I put my lifestyle, my music, And there's platforms on YouTube like the GRMs, the Link Up TVs, all these platforms that just share similar music to what I'm doing, the Afro vibes or whatever. It's like, be yourself. And even like, speaking like my sister, she does vlogging, she vlogs a lot. It's like, it's a lifestyle. Like, there's nothing limiting me. Post your vlogs. If it's an hour, post your lifestyle. This is what I do, my day to day. She posts it freely. And yeah, YouTube's just a space that, you know, allows you to just be yourself, I guess. And you start seeing other people, recommendations. So this person's doing similar things to me, like holiday vlogs, baby vlogs. Like, it's a free space.
Yeah, for me as well, like YouTube, like when I upload my videos, I'm allowing people to enter the world of RAE, because my world is very 90s and I don't have any limitations like with my stuff. And I love it because it connects me to people around the world. And also, like, there might not be platforms on YouTube for me, but my channel is my platform and I use it to just express my music,
That level of autonomy is important though, isn't it? Because I had past experiences in the workplace when I was working like a 9 to 5 and obviously being employed, And although I love the industry and still continue to work in that industry, it's different now because obviously, I have my own company, so, and I have a co-founder who is the complete opposite of me, older than me and a mentor to me, who is very, I'd say, encourages me to be myself, like, reminds me every day, like, remember who you are and never, ever, ever lose that. People underestimate how much character development is needed in the workplace and how important that is to tell people do not change, because like I mentioned before, assimilation and stuff like that is so real and it happens almost naturally that you need that reminder that you do not need to change in order to do your job. But to your point around you could be on set or you go to a meeting and people sometimes walk past me or they don't know who I am on set and they don't know that it's my company that's handling the production or whatever. And to be honest, that for me, I don't have a problem with that because I think some of that is down to my blackness, but I think a lot of that is also down to my age. I think a lot of people just assume I'm very young and they don't really want to make an assumption, but do you know what I mean? It's that awkwardness. The autonomy that I have now in comparison to when I was in the workplace is definitely, there is no restriction on my blackness at all, because it's kind of like you call the shots now, innit?
That's how I see it, boy. Any space I step into, I'm me, regardless of what space that is. Like, I'm even thinking previous workplace before I started music. I used to work in like Tesco's, John Lewis, but I was just so me. They wanted me to be a team leader and stuff. Like, I'm just me, I like unapologetically black, because like, I'll keep saying it, I'm lit, you know what I mean?
I think because I've experienced both sides, like, I know how grateful I am to be where I am right now. And I will never, ever compromise myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ever. So seeing both sides, I'm just like, there can be places where your blackness can be limited. Glass ceiling on it. They'll take what they can from you there and then, but anything more, you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So I think my encouragement will always to be go where you're loved and be yourself.
Just go where you're celebrated.
Celebrated, not tolerated, isn't it?
Because when I used to do, before music, I used to do extra work. You know, like extras in like movies and music. And you feel very much black in those spaces. Like, for example, the cast and crew say we want mixed race and black people, but really they want mixed race and then they want like dark-skinned black people. So I just really never fit in. And then it would kind of hurt because I want to be a part of it, but I can't. And you're just made to feel really small.